You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Live from Chickentown, this is the Flopcast, a podcast obsessed with comic books, Saturday morning cartoons, conventions, music, stuff from the 70s and 80s that nobody else remembers, and chickens. It'll be the silliest half hour of your week. You can find us at flopcast.net and on the ESO Network.
I'm the mayor of Chickentown, and I approve this message.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's try that again, shall we?
It's trying to have an enthusiasm that I'm sorely
We have
lacking.
to do this. The podcast is an important part of our weekly day. It moves us forward.
So does a crap. A good crap. Helps us in our daily lives.
Yes.
Much like a podcast.
It soothes and relieves? No, I don't know what that is.
It cools and relieves.
Cools, yeah. Putting out a match with this. Yeah. That's not helpful. Okay.
So let's try this again. Hello and welcome again to the Monster Sci-Fi Show. You see what I did there? I did it right.
This time.
Unlike
and now we're talking about it.
Unlike the other 2 times where I called it the podcast. Remember?
Yeah,
vaguely. So, I am your host, the Monster, back from a
we're back.
long trip.
Yeah. You want to see a long trip, Monty? You want to see a long trip? Otisburg? Otisburg?
We didn't go to Otisburg. We went to Jacksonville. We're just pretty much right up there in Otisburgville.
Yeah, it's nice. It was a long drive. It was 7.5 hours in a car. We started at 3 a.m.
Why did we pick 3 a.m.?
Because KLM. No, KLF. KLF's going to rock you.
Right,
yeah.
Thank you.
Wow. Damn it, I got that wrong.
No, but you got 3 a.m. So I'm like, no one knows KLF.
3 a.m. Eternal, come on.
Jeez.
I was alive back then. It was cool.
Yeah. Wait, they were or you were? Both
they
of you?
were.
I was going to say. I
was a dork. I've always been a dork.
Right, you can't have both, Gene. So it's not so much of a podcast like we're going to be having this normal topics like we normally do.
We just traveled and saw things and met amazing people and ate some pretty good food.
So we're just going to kind of shoot the breeze, so to speak, about what we did on our trip. Just because it's one of those, it's a good time to kind of recap what we did because...
Like 2 dorks in a car. What happened?
That's basically what it is. I mean, long story short, we didn't find any dead bodies. So that's a good start, right?
Yeah.
To any story. And
we didn't find or create dead bodies.
Right. So it's a guilt-free trip. So from this point on, you can just kind of go along with the antics that we did. Just go with that.
Sure.
So yeah, we picked 3 a.m. to go up to Jacksonville. Our first stop
was at a Walmart.
Oh, Walmart, right. That was 24 hours. It didn't look like it was open until you went to the other side of the multiple entrances because you need to get a smoke. And I'm like, there's no one here.
It's closed. I'm like,
but then we saw people walking in. I was like, well, those are the people who worked there, stocking up. But it was open to us.
So, and we went.
And we went inside. And we were kind of greeted by this...
a droid. It was
basically.
A droid. But it wasn't the droid we were looking for.
It was this manless driver, self-cleaning robot machine that was scrubbing the floor. It's kind of like from WALL-E, the little scrubber guy. But it's huge.
Not sentient, but...
Right.
And
but
it came right towards us, and it stopped.
Right. It stopped, and I'm like... Why did it stop? Because it was sizing you up. And then it just moved on with his business. But you were taking a video of that.
And you watched me take a video of it.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay.
So I will post that up there because I thought that was kind of I've never seen that kind of thing happen before, that it's just driverless.
Only at like 4 a.m. does this happen.
Pretty much. And then, like, moments later, we see someone actually on the exact same vehicle in it. That's cleaning.
later on. Like,
And I'm like,
did you fall off? Did you?
right. Or we went back in time to see where that was, in which there was a human that got eaten up by the machine. And I was just wandering off.
There's
for
rage
other
against the
human blood
machine.
to-
There's
yeah.
always rage against the machine. But okay.
All right.
We're past the Skynet date, so I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, we are. Well, until the new Terminator movie screws up that. And it's like, well, no. This is the new date for Skynet.
New spelled N-E-U. I'm getting no.
Yeah.
New. Yeah. Okay.
Not Gary Gnu.
There's no.
No Gnu's
It's good news.
It's
Yeah,
good
I got
news.
it. Thank you.
with Gary Gnu.
Great
so,
Space Coaster, right? Yeah. That was
Thank you.
great. Yeah.
I don't know. He had multiple arms.
I didn't know she had octopus. No, never mind. It's not.
Octopusy.
Yeah, I was going to go for that. But
Thank
anyway,
So from that point on, we
a few
drove.
stops. Yeah, kept driving.
We saw daylight. Rise from the east. Flow for ahead. We stopped right near the exit for for St. Augustine. And I've stopped there before, and there was this green plastic lizard. Not lizard, it's an alligator. God damn. That I had in my car since the last time I went to St. Augustine, in which it was like neon green. But because it's been sitting on my dashboard, it's like doo-doo brown. So basically, it's been sunburned to death. And I'm sure it already had like stage 16 cancer by now. So,
It's really good jerky.
but it's the exact same place that I remember because they had like,
It was the pecan place and the hot
Right.
sauces.
mm-hmm,
We stopped at like 9 a.m. and we
Yeah.
were just standing there delirious because we had to pee.
right. And not together.
No,
It was a single use.
don't cross the streams.
Well,
though,
across the
if you-
streams. But also the alligators or the crocodile heads, which I wasn't too keen about. You know, they buy them as souvenirs, which I wasn't happy about. But, you know, that's what they do.
Peoples is peoples.
Peoples is peoples. So we made our way up to Jacksonville, and that came to be around almost after
10:30.
10?
10:30. Yeah. Sat there in the hotel room. They checked us in early. Thank goodness. That was nice of them.
Yeah, so that was a blessing. We didn't have to kind of like, nope, we're not ready for you right now.
And although we were exhausted, we marshaled on.
Yeah. So why do we want to go first thing, or where do we want to go first thing? Well, let me clarify myself. Where did you want to do first thing when we got to Jacksonville? Gene?
Okay, so the reason we picked Jacksonville was two-pronged. A, I'd never been to Jacksonville. All right, and B, the reason I wanted to go there was there was a WhataBurger up there, first of all. And there's also a Bojangles.
Right.
Bojangles used to be in our city of Miami, our lovely fair city of Miami, years ago.
Right.
Like 20 years ago.
And I think there was one still, but that was
Not-
years ago by the airport. And
Yeah,
that's
gone.
Yeah.
So I just wanted that Bojangles chicken. I like fried chicken. I won't lie. I don't know why. It's hard to make.
I know. It's your thing, you know, because you go out of your way here to eat at Church's Chicken, which, honestly, the first time I had it, I thought it wasn't that great. But I see your enthusiasm for the chicken because we went to a couple places that like,
Right, it's
oh my
hot,
God,
it's
it's
spicy.
burning. Yeah. But the biscuit, I would give you credit on the biscuit.
The Church's
The
biscuit.
Church's biscuit.
Right, because the Bojangles biscuit was doughy.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing to write home about. The chicken was good. Went
was-
there.
it was fair.
I was very happy with the fries. The service was nice. It was clean.
Yeah.
And it was a fair meal. I liked it. I was really happy. Took pictures in front of that. And again, because there's no Bojangles, and it's not like I'm a fast food crazy person, but I'm like, well, I have some days off. My sister was kind of take care of my mom, so I had a few days out of town. Let's go. And plus, it was my birthday, but that was not celebrated. That's fine, because we don't need to talk about the number. I'm timeless.
You're damn straight. You're timeless. But I kept doing a bit. We kept doing a bit about.
Sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
Just keep going. And
So my daughter sent me this video, and I've seen this before, but it's from Game Grumps, and basically it's them initially playing whatever game, but it's
some weird Mario game.
right, but it's not important because they were just commenting about the whole thing with the Emperor Palpatine. About do it. That kind of thing was getting to us because we were kind of delirious, but it was funny as hell, you know.
We thought at that time.
Right. But it became a thing that we kept doing it for stupid things. You know, like, should we get some gas? Do it.
Yeah. You want to go back to hell? Screw it. You know, just things that rhyme. You have to watch it. Like, we'll put the link in the description below.
What happened with that girl? Blew it. So it became a thing. We were just kind of mirroring what they were doing and laughing hysterically, and so were we throughout the whole trip. And I kept doing my stupid little weird Cleveland thing where it sounded like,
good luck trying it now. Come on, you can do it.
I'm trying to really muster that feeling of, you know, not giving a fuck about how I sound. But it was one of those, within a car, I can do this. And I can't even have the energy to kind of say, all right, let me try now. Hey, you want to go to Bojangles? I want to go to Bojangles too. So I have not been able to say that since we got back in, and we'll talk about why that happened. So I kind of like after a while just would not let it go.
No, you were exceptionally loud throughout the trip, which is usually my job.
Right.
But I was like quiet. You were like, ah! I was like, oh my God.
Hey, want to go to Bojangles? So that was the thing that just kept repeating over and over again. So to my enjoyment, seeing him cringe was probably the best part of the trip, among other things too.
Cringing is good. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of like this weird Southern Cleveland from the Family Guy show. But from there, we went to do...
we did what we came to do. We went to a lot of comic book stores.
Which is what we do anyway when we have days off. And we've been to a lot of comic shops.
In our area, but this was a new city.
Right. So I was kind of struggling. It's like, where do we go? So I used Google Maps and looked for comic shops or geek, nerdy stuff. So there was a whole bunch of comic shops that we kind of planned out. So the first one was Gotham City Limit. And not a very big store, but it was a nice looking store all the way through. The first thing that caught my eye was this...
the Aquaman shirt, though, which you were like, I don't want to wear that shirt. It's got too many semen on it.
It's got semen all over it, yeah. But
these are the jokes, kids.
But there was a Batman symbol shirt with the Wonder Woman logo inside of it, kind of like with the Superman Batman logo. And I'm like, when did this happen? And then he has another one where it's Batman with the Aquaman symbol over that. So I picked up the shirt after we kind of browsed through a bit, and I talked to the guy. I'm assuming it's the owner. I'm not sure. Great guy. And I asked him, is this like real or this is like fan art t-shirt stuff? I said, no, it's real. So he was delving into the Batman Metal comic, which...
His enthusiasm was infectious.
Oh my God. I got so like, no way that's happening in the current comic. Because I started with the Batman Metal, but never kind of like got past a couple
It's hard to
pages.
get through.
Right. But then he's telling me it and he's selling it. Oh my God. That was just like... Wow, you're shitting me.
No, it's amazing. Look, I've got statues.
Yeah.
I've got this figure. And you were like, wow.
So I'm like, I'm sold. So I really want to buy the comics, but I don't want to read them. So I'll wait for the graphic novels and all that. But I bought the t-shirt because normally I don't buy stuff. As many times we go to the comic book shops, I don't buy stuff just because it's like, I have enough stuff. But t-shirts, that's kind of my thing.
T-shirts.
So
it's your thing.
Yeah. And I apologize, I'm blanking out, but I will find his name in the show notes as well as his website for that store.
And he was kind of you. He gave you some tattoos.
Oh my God!
He told you worked in the public library system,
yeah,
and he was
so
very
he gave
generous.
me a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to use for. Excuse me, I'm going to use for an upcoming event. The
children of Miami-Dade County will be tattooed with venom.
With venom, yes. But super great guy. I mean, I never had that kind of interaction with. I don't think anyone in any comic shop that I've ever been to. that
that's sad, Monty.
it is. Well, no,
When I went to, because later on when we went to the Acme store,
Yeah.
the guy was like, "I like Acme." When you're employee, he's like, he's the owner. Like,
yeah. Acme. We'll get into the Acme, but it's one of those situations. Well, no. Acme is there, but this guy was like super enthused. Like you had a question, I'm going to give you all my attention, and he did, and I was so damn happy. So if you're in the area of Jacksonville, please go look up this guy. And again, it'll be in the show notes. I do apologize because I'm super tired, and I'll get to that story soon. But from there, we went to Mythical Mountain.
ooh, majestic mythical mountain. Climb the steps towards Mount Olympus. Well, mythical.
It was
It's a
kind
mythical
of.
thing. Yeah.
So my always worry is that when you're in Miami, if you have to go to some place, usually like a banquet hall or like on a second floor.
It was a strange entrance. I was
Right.
like,
Anything on the second floor, it's never a good thing. So I didn't have high hopes. But we walked in there, and there's stuff.
first it was a little offsetting.
Yeah, because you see like this wall of Funko Pops and comics, and then there's another room to the left, and then another room to the left, and then you have a hallway, and then you have smaller rooms. So it's like rooms within rooms. Oh my God, it was just magical.
Lots of local, I think, artwork. From
Yes.
local artists, which is nice, and advertisements for them.
Yeah.
And just displays, just beautiful displays. It's
Yeah.
just fun stuff.
I didn't get to buy anything there, but I did pick up some of those DC and Marvel preview for upcoming magazines. So at least I got to do that. But I'm like, there's stuff in there that I love. I really appreciate, like, they would have like a small room like for Star Wars and have their collection of stuff and then fan artwork within that room that I was just like, it reminded me of being at Tate's, where if you go to Fort Lauderdale and Lauderdale Hill, right? They have a separate gallery upstairs called Bird and Bear, and they have fan artwork there. But here, it was kind of like one floor all integrated with their stuff. I'm like, it was such a nice place. And I really do want to shop there again. Oh my God, they just had some really good stuff. The King Ghidorah. The massive King Ghidorah. I would love to have bought that, but I'm like, I don't have the room or the money for that. But from that point on, we kind of went to other places. We were looking for one comic shop that we couldn't find, no matter what we did. And then we went to the Coliseum.
Yes.
Coliseum comic book store in Jacksonville, but there's that their ceiling.
Right. They had ceiling panels with artwork on them done by various artists.
Yeah,
And that was fun too.
and I again would have loved to purchase a ceiling panel just because they looked fantastic, And the Coliseum is a chain too, so it's not as if it's that unique. But I thought what they did on their store was kind of cool. Went to the bathroom and I took a picture of their
Okay.
of their window treatment because it was just like it's kind of like this one house plant, but then there's a bat hanging off that. And if you see my Instagram post, that's what that is. And I'm like, I like the way it just looked, so I took a picture of that. But they were great. Now you got to talk to them briefly, and
Yeah, but it was like, I don't like the Harry Potter series. I'm like, why? just randomness, random talking and about the Star Wars movies, and it's fun.
yeah. And that area that we saw them in, it's a nice little area that I would love to explore.
Like a small town,
Yeah.
kind of like a little like Hawkings from Stranger Things, a little bit.
There's like one place for like a tattoo parlor, and then like there's a little mini restaurant, and then you have a trading cards
Yes,
place
yes.
that you went to because you were looking for something for your
My
brother-in-law.
sister, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please, do you want any of this stuff? 20 minutes later, yeah, we've left.
Yeah.
We're not going back. Thank you.
And
Thank you for that timely response.
Yeah. So from that point on, we kind of we didn't travel by map anymore.
No, we just drove around downtown Jacksonville, which didn't make any sense. Like, wow, there's no one walking to the streets at 3:30 in the afternoon, and yet why are there all these fucking cars on the expressway? Didn't make any sense.
Right, which was technically Friday. which is rush hour, because we were just like, all right, let's just like chill for a moment and just go back to the hotel. And
We never left.
We
the
never
hotel.
left.
We gotta get some dinner. Yeah, it's like 7:00. Yeah. Well, are we going anywhere? No, not for a while. Oh, I'm gonna start drinking.
Yeah.
And then the tired's hit us, and it was over.
Yeah, because you went out to do your smoke break. You came back, you mumbled something, and then that was it. You were out like a light. So
Yeah, till about 2 a.m. when you were sleeping, and then I was like, "Wow, the walls are vibrating." What? Oh wait, Monty's snoring. Okay, so I'm one of those people that once I fall asleep for a few hours, but then I wake up, I can't go back to sleep. So walked around, got up several times, smoked cigarettes, just
yeah,
and relaxed. It was good.
yeah. I mean, we talked about, hey, you want to hit the pool? I would have loved to.
We never.
I was like exhausted. I was just because again traveling such a long length of time and
being a little bit more advanced and seasoned in our lifetimes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we didn't really get out of bed for a while, but we went and we hit World Market, which
The next day.
But usually we go when we're in Orlando, we go to Sanford, which is way outside. You were recommended the store called Market.
Right next to the reason I wanted to go. I'm like, hey, Monty, listen, I know it's 14 miles away, but World Market just texted me that they'll give me a free Downton Abbey bag, which
Right.
I like and enjoy for some reason.
Well, we both like Downton Abbey. There's not an issue that. Well, look at these two
Leave
sci-fi
it on.
dorks.
Leave it on. It makes him feel sophisticated. I know that Happy's unconscious, but yeah, you know.
But, I got into it for a bit, and then I couldn't get into it after the third season opened because it was just way too depressing and sad. I'm like, I can't do this.
Melodrama. What do you want?
Well,
Historical melodrama.
I know, but again, we're talking about how that show got me to watch Mr. Selfridge and how the timing was like...
And I'm like, wait, is this connected? You're like, not really, but
Not
they
really.
mention it.
But
I'm
they
like,
mentioned,
all
like,
right.
hey, you want to go into London to go to the Selfridge store? I'm like, that would have been awesome to see that kind of two across the stream, so to speak. But again, not sci-fi stuff, but it's just me being nerdy about something that I like and to that degree. So there was a big, not a campaign, but it was the store level. They wanted you to have a virtual tea party for you to take a picture of yourself, like a selfie, drinking tea and do like a hashtag and enter into this contest for World Market. But
yes. Well,
but people were picking up the little plastic Downton Abbey bag. Whether you had to buy it or get it for free didn't make a difference. So, and it was like literally like 5 minutes away because I used the maps.
there was a closer one, yeah.
Right.
And you had fun there, right?
Oh,
So
I
World Market is great.
always do.
I'm glad.
The only thing is just
It's got weird foods from all around the world, strange chocolates from all around the world. and
right,
just-
which I can't buy the chocolates because they'll melt along the way. So
my chocolate bar didn't melt that I threw in my cooler.
that's because it's not chocolate. It's dark chocolate.
That's chocolate.
Carob.
It's Belgian. It says it was Belgian. I don't know.
Belgian dark chocolate. Le Rough. No, that's French.
So anyway, we had all day to make our way to Orlando, but we made a stop after World Market. I think we went to WhataBurger.
Yeah, that was the next stop because Jacksonville was the only place that would have WhataBurger.
Well,
And it's not water, it's what a burger. So when you put it all together, it sounds like WhataBurger.
Yeah, and it was nice. I was really happy with it.
Oh my God, that poor lady
Just
taking your
scared
order.
her. I came here 350 miles just to see you.
And,
She's like, okay.
and she's like her eyes are darting. And it's like, I deal with this every day.
I'm here. I see it. I'm here. Ooh, let me stare at your menu and look like a small child, just
Yeah.
stuck in awe. Like, ooh, what's that?
And it was weird because you sent me the video for YouTube about what's it called, the healthy.
Healthy junk food. I think.
Yeah, healthy, right. So they kind of went out of their way to go eat at WhataBurger, and they got like a lot more food than we did.
Right. We just had one burger.
Right.
And I took some chicken to go.
Right. But I will say it was a damn good burger, except for it was just a little too mustardy. Like it was a lot of mustard.
No ketchup. No mayonnaise. Just a good solid bun.
Yeah, and
a
that's-
good quality meat.
Yeah.
Some veggies, and then a lot of mustard
Yeah.
and some cheese. We had some cheese on there.
Right. So I had to put in some ketchup. But I will say I was super impressed by the fries. Not like McDonald's fries, like per se, but it had the exact same texture outside, not the exact same kind of feel in the mouth.
Mouthfeel, but
it was really
comparable.
good. Yeah.
Flavor of the potatoes is a little different.
Yeah.
And they had both spicy, I think, and fancy ketchup
Yeah.
that they brought to your table, which was weird.
Right. So
Here's your order. You
Right.
get a number, and then they
brought a tray out of condiments, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow.
4 condiments.
Yeah.
Ketchup,
Spicy
ketchup, fancy ketchup,
Yeah.
and salt and pepper.
And
Like a tea tray. Like,
Yeah.
do you want this? I'm like, yeah, sure. Here you go.
So it has kind of like, if you look at the logo again on my Instagram, you'll see the picture. It has like a whole bunch of W's underneath each other. So either it's like the logo for West Virginia, or Wonder Woman,
Or Westworld.
or Westworld, or any other W. So it's like a lot of W's. So I'm like, wow, that doesn't read well.
It's their logo.
I know,
Like
but
the Golden Arches.
yeah, but it's a lot of W's.
Yeah.
And you'll see what I'm talking about. So glad to get to do that. Although we got lost finding it because whatever it was.
And I almost whiplashed myself.
Right, because
there's
I
a TARDIS over there. I'm like, what? And I turned my head really quick.
I'm like, what the fuck, man? Your head just turned completely like 180, practically.
Well, I want to see the TARDIS.
I know, but it's like you're driving.
But you got to have...
I know, and we, as we turned around...
Did not endanger us in any way, shape, or form. Just
so we got a
time.
picture of... Basically, but it started raining, so there was this TARDIS that was out there next to
some
a food truck.
dance group, I think, was doing something.
I don't know. So I was able to take some pictures of them pushing
Pushing
the
it back
TARDIS.
inside, yeah.
I don't want it
It's
to
raining.
melt.
Oh, crap.
You couldn't prepare for that? So after that, we decided to head down
The
to...
long journey to Orlando.
Right, which is only, in fairness, only a couple hours. So compared to what we did for the 7 hours, this was 2 hours is nothing.
But we played a fun game. You came up with a creative game.
Well, this is by accident because I kind of played some music and I had a whole bunch of stuff that I've downloaded from my Google Play, and it came across this 8-bit song, and there was an album attached to that. And I forgot what it was that I played. I'm like, oh, I'm going to skip it. But then you try to guess it.
Right.
And then that became a thing. So I started to play the next song.
There were like 100 songs.
101 8-bit theme songs.
It was a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes, just driving like, what is this? What is this? Oh, I don't know, buddy. What is it? It's a theme song from Quincy. I'm like, fuck.
Right.
Should have known that.
But in 8-bit.
But in 8-bit, it's hard to guess things in 8-bit. But then at one point, I was like, oh, Monty, can you get the soundtrack for like Outrun?
Yeah. And then I found
he
it.
was able to do it, and he was playing it, and like that was the most amazing thing, to be driving at 70, 80 miles an hour on I-95 with the Outrun soundtrack playing.
Right. So it was Outrun Jacksonville. So it was just trying to imagine, going up and down the bumps or the hills and just seeing the skyline and images kind of roll past.
Just the soundtrack, not the sound effects, not the
I
car,
know.
the shifting, but it was
But in our head,
hysterical.
that's what we were seeing.
It was
and
hysterical.
then I broke into Miami Vice just because we were from Miami, whatever. So that part was enjoyable, and it kind of made the time go by really quick. So even us being super nerdy about other things, we became super uber nerds in real life, playing a real life game, playing Outrun. But I wanted to play Spy Hunter, and I couldn't find a theme. Shoot other other cars.
I'm not sure that would work that well.
No, because
the
you
Outrun
have
was
to go.
perfect.
You have to go into the
The
truck,
truck,
and we can't find a pickup truck, that 18-wheeler.
And oil slicks behind us.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I can't.
Helicopters coming above.
And then we got to go to the boat thing.
Yeah. But in my thing, because I love playing Forza every once in a while. Forza is a car game on Xbox, and they would have different channels or different radio stations. Make sure you lock into the voice or whatever, and they play the streaming music, and I love listening to them. So every once in a while, if I kind of would play one of those the song playlist. So I would kind of have the exact same feel playing Forza, but in real life with my car, with the music in the background, with them talking, and again having a little geeky moment is kind of cool to kind of pass the time. So after that, we went to another comic shop, and this one was in Sanford,
right?
In Sanford.
By the World Market we normally go to when we
Right.
visit Orlando.
Right. So this one was just by pure luck because I was looking for another comic shop that was along the way, not the Acme Superstore or
We
whatever.
were going to eventually.
So again, I forgot the name of the store, but I'll put it in the show notes. And this one was
Unspectacular until I went, hey, Mud, did you see the Titan dolls in the back? And
Yeah.
you're like, no, we're about to leave. We were just like, yeah. And you're like, no. wait.
right. And these are the Titans that are from like the 80s, like Nightwing with the blue
Right, from the
on
Judas
blue.
contract.
Right. So that kind of outfit. So I looked at it, but the way I came at it, since it was up above me, I saw there was Starfire in the back. Oh, I'm curious to see what Starfire looks like. But then I saw something that I'm like, what's wrong with this image? So I think I called you over.
Yeah, you started laughing hysterically.
Right.
And I was like, what the?
Right.
Because I looked at it, but I didn't really look at it.
Right. So I didn't pull it down, but I'm like, I kind of guessed what it's going to be. So I was calling you over, and then I went back up to grab it, but I got really excited, so I hit my hand on one of the racks.
Oh, God, you almost knocked down the whole rack. of
Yeah, I know.
comics.
So I took down the two figures. I had Dick Grayson in front as Nightwing. I had Starfire in the back. So as a slow reveal, there's Starfire. And if you know Starfire, she has a very, very big, long hair in the comics.
You can fly with that hair.
Yeah, but the problem lies is that the way they did it in the actual package was that her hair was pulled back, so it goes down past her back, but then the leg, the hair came between her legs, so it really looked fucking bad. Like, oh my God, it is so bad. Like,
Lawnmower bad. Yeah.
we started laughing like schoolboys. Like, like really bad. And I'm like, let me get my camera. And then
I was like, you should take a picture, and then some other
other
patron-
dude was like, can I take a picture too? I was like, here, you do it first. And then I took a picture. So this one also, you need to look at my Instagram page, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And it's just so goddamn wrong. I didn't want to buy it just for that because there's no way I'm going to take it out. But it's
No.
just
But later, looking at that picture, I was like, wait, what is that?
right
And I zoomed into the
into the crotch
crotch area, which was, I don't know, it was pixelated? No, it's raised.
Raised.
For some reason.
Right, and I'm thinking it's because of the costume needs to kind of have like a little grabby
It's
thing.
gonna, right.
to
So it
kinda
doesn't
stay-
move.
Right.
But it was just like, wow, that's really even more disturbing.
Which looks like stubble. So imagine the fire bush, so to speak, and having like stubble on top of that. And it was the most messed up thing that we love on that trip is seeing that Starfire. But we didn't buy it.
No,
We
inappropriate.
didn't buy it.
It's $40. I can't.
I know. But the picture alone, I think, is what made that portion well off. I was fine buying, just taking a picture. That's enough. The memories alone is fantastic. What else? From there, we actually went to Acme.
Right.
Acme was a store that my daughter, when she went to Orlando, told me about. And I love that store.
We always get something. We always find something nice there.
Yeah, I was able to. The last time I was there, I bought two kind of vinyl posters of Justice League, but this is the kind of stuff that you find like in movie theaters. And he happened to have them still rolled up in good condition, and I bought them like for $10 each. Although I could have been not nice since they're rolled up together and just bought one as $10. Like, no, there are two of them. But the owner was like, 10 each. And no, that's fine. But you got to buy something this time.
Yeah, I get to find. I've been looking for 2-3 years. I'm looking for Marvel Ruins, which I've heard about, and I've listened to them explain it on YouTube about it. And I wanted to read it, and I've been looking for years. I found it there. The owner was real nice. and he helped me find it, and I wasn't sure, and it's usually like a $20 comic, but I got it for like $4.50 and $2.99. So
Yeah,
really not that great, but because it was backstocked, so
Right.
I got that. Very happy with it till I read it, but it was okay. It's just, I got it. That's the important thing,
Yeah.
and I was thrilled with that. That made me really happy.
Yeah. I completely forgot that I actually did buy something aside from the T-shirt up in Jacksonville. In the
Princess Leia, you
the
got
Princess
Princess in the
Leia.
Snowspeeder.
Yeah,
At
the
a thrift store.
Snowspeeder. I picked up for $5 each, but the Snowspeeder was one that I like. We kind of talked about how much.
You were walking away. I'm like, Snowspeeder's my favorite ship in Star Wars, and you were
Yeah.
like, me too.
And when you talk about like video games, what kind of games would you like to play? Hoth was fighting against the AT-ATs in the Snowspeeder. It's just it means a lot more to me than the actual X-wing in the trench scene in Death Star.
I agree. And I still like the Lego one when you have to
Right.
get the freaking balls and
Right, and wrap it around.
right, and just and throw it into the whatever
Yeah.
things. I'm like, that's fine. I love that.
Sure, I'll go with that. But the Princess Leia one, this is a more higher end
This is
figure.
the Princess Leia Star Wars Unleashed,
Right,
without a spear, it's a statue,
right,
but it's an amazing statue.
right. So she does kind of lean to one side because she has like one peg for her foot,
But it's not straight down.
but
Yeah.
it's not straight down. So I have to fix that. And then of course she's
hot
missing
water
her.
or an air
Right, exactly.
blower, which you were used this
yeah.
weekend on the lovely ice sculpture you found
yeah,
in your
yeah.
air conditioner. But
We'll,
anyway.
we'll get there. So that was my find that I was really happy with. Although, I forgot to mention the comic book shop that was next to that thrift store. Nothing great, just sound like run of the mill stuff. But then, I remember this. This is like it was called Pizzazz. Pizzazz was a magazine that Marvel Comics did years and years ago, back in the 70s. And I love Pizzazz because they would have interesting articles, but they would also have comics in there, and they had Star Wars comics in there.
And they had a Superman
Yeah.
picture on there for some reason.
And there's a caption that says, "This is the only Marvel cover that I'm happy to be on," or something to that effect. And I'm like,
It was the 70s. They didn't care.
Right, exactly.
Copyright infringement? Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Screw them. Screw it.
Not going to get that unless you watch the game, the grunge game thing, whatever.
So I came across another box that had all these Pizzazz still in great condition. And I'm like,
Oh, God, how much is this? How much do you want for this?
it was like some guy just dropped it off from Goodwill, whatever. I haven't
You
even
haven't
gone
looked
through
it
it.
yet, and you're like, ah.
I don't even know how much they're worth. And I'm like, oh, really? God damn it. I was willing to buy at least the Superman one just because of that crossover thing. So, screw it. Next, so going back to
So with the Acme store.
To
So
the Acme store.
I had my joke.
yeah,
Then I was like, okay, wait for it. And there were 2 or 3 mirrors all lined up. Mirror from Aquaman's wife,
right.
like action figures, statues on the wall. And I was like, look, mirror on the wall. And there was a pause. Monty didn't laugh. And we started to walk away. But no, wait, I'm going to give you credit for that one.
Yeah, because it's clever. I gave him kudos, major kudos on that because it was clever.
And we were tired, and
Yeah.
it was funny.
Yeah. So, although I did screw it up on Instagram, because it's also, you can see it on Instagram, the 2 mirrors and the mirror on the wall, is that the original one had one mirror that didn't look like mirror because it wasn't. It was Poison Ivy. Because I was so tired, I didn't realize
Right,
that
but-
was not her. So I had to redo it again. It's still the exact same picture, but it was just like, oh my God. Again, just driving a little too
You were
long.
tired the entire trip. You couldn't say your lines of dialogue right. You were like, it's like, Monty, come on, we're on.
Hey, you want to go Bojangles? I want to go Bojangles too.
Such pain. Okay.
Do
We
it.
would do that just really loud, just
Do it.
randomly. Yeah, it was funny.
Do it.
All right, so then what do we do? Back to the hotel.
Right, we finally get checked into the hotel that we always get in Orlando.
Sun had gone down, which is by the vault, a great place
Right.
that we like to go to. Our Gods and Monsters, which
Yeah.
is great.
which I found just by looking online to see what's around us and by Gods and Monsters. Let's look there.
But we learned from this experience, I think, that we should go there on an event night.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, there's not much going on. It's a great place, but unless you're drinking, Monty doesn't drink. I was already drunk.
Yeah.
I didn't need any more.
Yeah. And I picked the one crappy restaurant because it was next door to it, Ichiban, which is like a Japanese, not even.
I knew we were in trouble. Like, all you can eat, $12.49. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. But
yeah, and you had the octopus, and you were like,
I had the octopus. I'm an Asian person. It's fine. You know.
But like, this is not good. And honestly, this Ichiban, because I've been to others that are much better. This one is just, it was really crap.
Just the name.
Right.
It's like steak.
That's not steak. That wasn't chicken either. So it was just like, we were exhausted. Like, I don't know what to eat or where to. Look, we'll just kill two birds with one stone. The buffet is right next to Gods and Monsters. And then that was it.
Back to the hotel.
Back to the hotel. We're out again.
More drinking for me.
Yeah.
And then I ate my my lovely WhataBurger chicken tenders, which are lovely and delicious. You were out by 11, and you were just out. And
Yeah.
they woke you up.
Yeah, like.
I woke you up. I woke Monty up at 11:45.
Like, why?
My birthday's coming up. I don't want to spend it alone smoking a cigarette outside. Will you stay up with me for a little while? Wish me happy birthday. And Monty was like,
Sure. I'll do it.
and then we just mumble to each other. Yeah, so this and that. Hey, yeah. I'm like, all right. We just talked small talk, and then, okay, it's 12:02. You can go back to bed now. Okay. So silly.
It was something.
I just didn't want to be alone.
I know, and it's like not that you were alone. It's just I was there, but
you were unconscious, and I'm like, no, we gotta. We're on vacation. You gotta. No, I know we're tired, but come on, just.
It was hard. It was very on that level of, for God's sakes, just let me sleep. Fine, let's compromise. I'll talk to you with my eyes closed because my eyes were hurting. You know, that kind of feeling.
It was just like, I don't want to wake him up, but it is an important birthday.
It is.
I really didn't want to wake you up. I was like, I didn't want to spend. I didn't want to.
Right.
I need. That would be sad. So I was like, I don't want to be that sad. So.
I know. And why is it important? Because it's your 50th.
I am. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for sharing the illusion. Now I'm not somewhere in time, and now everyone knows how old I. Yeah. So I'm 50, but I still look good. No wrinkles on my face, like the maid said. I told the checkout woman, like, yeah, I'm 50. She's like, that's great. You don't have wrinkles. I'm like, yeah, but the hair, because I'm losing my hair. She's like, but you can grow that back, but you can't save the wrinkles. It was fun. She was nice.
No, she wasn't.
I don't know.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
So then, Sunday. What do we do on Sunday?
Yeah, you're right. We still have something to
Yeah,
go.
we had to get home.
We had to get home.
We had to get the leap home.
But we had to go to Downtown Disney or
Disney Springs.
Disney Springs, as it's now been renamed.
It was a good time.
Yeah, but we got there like super early, like you wanted. So we got there
like 9:40. Yeah.
Nothing opens till 10, but we got parking on the first floor. Like literally, like as soon as you pull in, there's a spot. That never happens. But
I'm usually there that early.
Yeah, but I understand the logic because it gets crowded, like super.
Oh my gosh, really quick, like 10 a.m.
Yeah,
like 10:30, bang! Everyone's there. Like, oh shit.
Right. So from there, we waited for stuff to open up at 10. The Dole place that had the Dole
Whip. Like, wait, why isn't it open?
Right.
It's 10 a.m. Oh shit. Monty's going to be, because we talked about that. And you were like, I'd like a Dole Whip. I'm like, all right, we can do that. It's there.
So you want to get service?
Yeah, I want to get service. Like, that's going to open, right? Because my friend's going to kill people. It's going to open, right? It's like, I think they opened at 11. I'm like, okay. So it was fine till 11.
Yeah.
And then went shopping to the lovely Uno Culo store. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Uno Culo.
The Asian place that had the.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You try and pronounce that.
Whatever that place.
UNOQLO.
Whatever that place is, it's a cool ass store.
And we've gotten there before, and we didn't buy anything. But this time, oh shit, Marvel stuff, retro Marvel stuff, 8-bit Marvel stuff.
Yeah. So they had X-Men, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Hulk.
But like with the understanding of an Asian person, not quite cool looking, or the slogans weren't quite right. Like, hey, number one, kind of.
No,
but it was all right. It worked.
It's enough for like, oh, I'm not going to find this anywhere else.
No, and $14.90 for a T-shirt generally.
Right.
But you can't beat that at Disney World.
Exactly. Especially at Disney, because that's like $25 easily.
I know. And they're nice shirts.
Yeah. Of course, I didn't buy myself one. It's for the kids.
I kept asking, like, Monty, you sure you don't get one? Like, nah, I don't want that. I'm buying myself some stuff.
So originally it was like I got Spider-Man for my son and Iron Man for my daughter.
My God, watching you, like, Monty, what are we waiting for? Like, waiting for my daughter to text me back.
Yeah. But she never did. So I'm like, let's just go buy it. And then we go get our Dole Whip, whatever, and we eat it.
It was good.
It was good.
Monty froze, like, what are you, what's wrong with you? He was just trying to remember this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the nice thing about having the Dole Whip is that if you have the float, you have the pineapple juice.
Right.
With this frozen treat, which is also pineapple. So the combination really helps with, it's not overly sweet. You're not like super thirsty afterwards. It's the perfect balance to kind of deal with that damn heat. Even at 10 o'clock, or actually, it was 11.
Yeah.
To deal with that. So it was fine, and I love that feeling. But if I had the choice of the ultimate Dole Whip, it's going to be the one that I think is in Disney World. Is the upside down pineapple cake with the Dole Whip, with half pineapple Dole Whip but vanilla ice cream together.
Right. Okay. So you go with the mix.
Everything.
But there's a cake base at the bottom.
Yes. So it's right like a pie a la mode, but it's a cake a la mode.
I don't know. I think I know that's available somewhere. I don't know if that's in the park. I think it might be at the Polynesian.
It might be, but I know it exists.
Okay, and you've had it once.
No.
Oh shit!
I wanted it.
Who had this? This mythical creature?
Right. Well, it's because like AJ and her Disney blog, the food blog thing, whatever. I'm always watching that stuff, and I'm like, she talked about the Dole Whip. I'm like, yeah, I remember the Dole Whip, but I'm like, I wanted to have the Dole Whip.
Dole Whip.
Dole Whip. Whip. Cool Whip. Thank you. So from that point on, I get the text from my daughter. Oh, I would rather have the X-Men.
To your credit, you didn't curse.
Oh, I cursed.
Well, inside.
Inside?
You used your inside voice thing because you didn't. I didn't.
Like, God damn it.
You got tense, and I was like, "What's wrong?" You're like, "I'm gonna go back." And
so luckily, there was no line to make the quick exchange. I was like, it took longer to get there than it was to do the actual exchange. So,
then you were like, "I'm done.
Yeah.
Let's go." You don't want to walk all the way down to the other side, and you're like, "No, done."
Yeah.
But I was sad that the Star Wars shop didn't have any. They had some Galaxy
Edge stuff,
stuff, but not enough. I was just like, what?
Or at least not enough to qualify, like, oh, I need to get this. It wasn't that appealing. It wasn't all that great.
I guess you had to be there. I don't know. We're not standing in line for that.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to a Disney park where I can't smoke, so sorry.
That's a whole other issue.
I know.
What else?
So then we went to the outlet mall.
Yeah.
And just parked the car after like 15 minutes of driving around. Got to the outlet mall. Saw there was a line outside, and they were like not letting people in on a regular basis.
Right, because they maxed out the number of people they could have inside. The last time we saw that, they had it's always crowded.
But there were Brazilians last time.
Yeah, and they were outside like waiting for their bus because they had to wait to
for some reason
picked up
right there. Yeah, I don't know.
Like a mass of people, but not in the store. So I was able to last time get a couple of cool mugs, but this time I couldn't even get into the damn store.
We're too tired. We're like,
right.
No, not doing that.
All right, so screw it.
Back to the car. But then you said, hey, Gene, there's a Five Below nearby. For some reason, Monty likes to go to Five Belows.
Yeah, it's your damn fault. You're the one who introduced me to it.
But okay, I've long since given that up. But you like to go there. I have no problem.
Why? Because it's better than a dollar store. Like, about 5
true.
times.
That's true. So we went there, and we didn't. Oh, you found the Marvel book.
Yes. The Marvel book that I grew up with.
Happy.
That I grew up with, How to Draw the Marvel Way by Stan Lee. A whole stack that it was just in pristine condition. I couldn't pass it up. Because there was no guarantee that another Five Below down here would have it. But from there, we went to a place called
Lucky Market, which is going to be opening in our area soon. I'm like, hey, that's going to be opening in our area soon. Let's go see that.
Yeah.
I understand that you can shop with wine and push carts with wine. That's the reason we went there. It was like, wine.
So it's kind of like Whole Foods, but a little different.
A step below, but
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah.
Kind of like a mix of a fresh market with the Whole Foods kind of thing.
Right. They have their own line
Their
of
own
food.
line, which is weird. And what is that woman who wanted? She kept pushing like, do you want some sort of weird? I don't know what you get.
I just whatever.
Like wheat eggs? You want to try some wheat eggs? I'm like, no.
And I feel bad because I know what it's like to be rejected. But this time, now you know how that feels.
Walked by her twice. Like, no, thanks. Still don't want that.
Screw.
But there was this wonderful smell of smoked meats.
Right, and we
were stopped us cold.
We were wondering
what is that?
Where's it coming from, and that was like, oh my god, we found it.
And it was like it's been cooked and it's been wrapped in plastic, and then we just put it in the cooler, in the cooling area. We just stood there like all these barbecued meats just sitting there.
Yeah,
smoked meats. They weren't barbecued. They're smoked. Just
but it's beautiful. And we just let it kind of like just like get it soaked into our clothes, so we could take it with us because it had that beautiful, beautiful aroma that I will kill anyone over that to smell that again. It was so damn good.
We didn't eat it though.
We didn't eat it, but I'm waiting for
it to open up here.
Yeah,
so you can take that shit and bring it to your house and
right.
just consume.
But we did eat there.
There was a 2 for buy 2 and a brew.
Which
for
is
$6.
2 pizzas, 2 slices of pizza
for $6
and a brew. Yeah,
so give you the keys.
Yeah, because I had to drive, being responsible.
It messed me up.
Yes,
that
it
beer
did.
In the middle of the day, I was like, I don't feel right after this. But it was a good pizza. I thought it was okay. A little greasy.
It was fair. I'm not complaining, but it's a good price if you like to have.
Right, 2 slices of pizza and a beer.
Yeah.
And then you stood in front of this case of donuts. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, there's one maple bacon donut left.
Yeah. So if you know from past podcasts or in my Instagram feed, I had this thing about donuts. So I said, it's the last donut. That's a maple bacon.
Yeah, it was. What time was it? Because that might be important. Because it was like around 1:30ish.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah.
But even then, there were plenty of others. It was just like, why?
One of this
right.
one, yeah.
So it was on sale, like 99 cents. So you gave me the $1 and change on it, and I bought it. So I had the pizza, and then I'm like, all right, it's time to eat this bad boy.
And you stopped chewing.
Yeah, because it had first off, and I talked about this.
There was some white schmutz on it.
No, it's like a white icing.
Right. Okay. Well.
Okay. It's not that it's bad, but the whole idea of a maple bacon donut is that you have
It should be a maple frosting to hold the bacon on. That makes sense.
The very least. Not so much that the bacon has to do all the work. And again, this is really foodie shit. You don't want the bacon to do all the work.
It's fine.
Right. So, because, you can have actual maple bacon that's cured and make that a thing, but it didn't have to do that. Right. In some cases. So the little pieces of bacon that they put on there was not enough to get a bacon flavor, let alone a maple bacon flavor overall.
So it was. I think you said it was a little doughy too.
Well,
Stale.
it was stale. So being that it was like 130-ish, whatever, didn't.
Can't blame them. It's fine. 99-cent donut. So.
But the argument would be, I like the longer cruller.
Right. That's what you said. The cruller-sized donut is the proper shape to deliverance of these flavors into my mouth.
Right. So the best place, and again, not getting paid for this, is going to be Mojo Donuts because of their maple bacon donut is all over the whole
and it's
donut.
Better than the Voodoo Donut we had at Universal last time we were there?
Yes, because the Voodoo Donuts have strips of bacon, 2 of them, really good. But the minute you start pulling on or chewing on one, it falls off because the icing doesn't really adhere. So the Mojo Donuts has really good chopped bits of bacon throughout. So every single bite, you're getting the bacon and the maple icing together, plus the nice soft doughiness of the damn donut. That's how you do it. So
all right.
Mojo Donuts is up there high on my list, even though I had like dreams about Voodoo Donuts and all that, and finally got to do it.
And you finally got to the salted.
The salted donut,
There was a
salty
new donut
donut
shop that opened in our area. I mean, it's been in Midtown Miami for a while,
right? And
but it recently moved down here. And
right.
What was your experience there?
Again, the shape is important, but that was also a round donut. Their donut had like a candy kind of bacon, but it was not enough of a bacon flavor to go through. So it didn't really work for me. When I posted those pictures, people just like, ew. Looking at the maple bacon donut that I love from Mojo Donuts, they're like, what the hell? That's way too much. I'm like, no, that's
Try it.
it's the perfect amount of donut of bacon with a donut.
But it's
So.
$3.
Yeah, but it was still cheaper than the donut that I bought from the salty donut. That was the other thing.
Well, the salty donut, it's
It's-
trending. It's trending. It's
Right, it's a brioche
yuppie
donut.
place.
I'm like, I
The
don't
fuck is a
care.
brioche donut? Who cares?
Yeah, it's been, handcrafted. All things are handcrafted.
Artisanal. So that means someone touched it
Right.
with their hands. I don't want that.
It's handmade. Well, it's not like I'm gonna
Did they
crap it
wash
out
their
my
hands
ass.
after they come out of the bathroom, or just no? I don't know.
It's the essence that they put into the donut.
The essence of man. Yeah.
But there gets to be a point in like, you can be a good donut, but for the price that I paid for that donut wasn't worth it. No matter how gourmet you make it sound, it didn't work for me at all.
So then we drove home, I guess, and we stopped at Culver's.
Yeah, your favorite place.
I love Culver's. It's a good burger.
Yeah,
And you had their ice cream
yeah,
that you earned last time because you had that problem.
yeah. But when you compare Culver's versus WhataBurger,
I still like Culver's.
okay,
WhataBurger was nice. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
it's a fast food place. I think that Culver's just elevates it slightly to a better
Right.
experience.
and it's closer.
Slightly closer, yes.
It's only West
no,
Palm
actually,
Beach.
no, you're right. It's 5 hours closer. Yeah, it's closer. We're going to Culver's.
So it's a damn good burger for 5 hours less driving. So
And the experience, it's
yeah,
just higher end.
yeah, and it's still, regardless, the butter burger is still fantastic. I enjoy it. The fries are really good. The good crinkle cuts, not bad.
And the fried cheese curds are nice, and the onion rings are nice. There
Yeah.
too.
From that point on, we
Went home.
Went
basically,
home.
and the long drive. Picked up my mom.
yeah, and then my misery began.
Tell the story. What happened when you returned home?
Share your pain. I need my pain.
All
Well,
you.
I got a text that my AC wasn't working properly over the trip. I'm like, great, that's not good news for me. And then I checked the next day. It's like, well, it's a little bit cooler. So I'm like, maybe that's
So
a
the
good
air
thing.
unit was still on, but struggling. So is it an AC, like a central air unit that you've
Yeah.
got, or
Uh-huh.
okay, but
So-
not cooling?
Not cooling. So I get home, and it's like 83 degrees inside. Mind you, I've been driving in a car,
That's been cooler.
that's a hell of a lot cooler. But, to be in a hot house, I felt really bad because I have cats. So,
The cats are looking at you like, we're hot pussies. What are you gonna do?
wow, really?
I'm sorry, it was
We were hot and juicy.
the best joke I could. Oh, yeah.
So I was able to get it down to like maybe 82. It felt a little better, but it was like a miserable night to begin with. Just we're exhausted, and then have not a comfortable night of sleep was just tiring. Since I was off the next day, I figured let me go ahead and just check to see if the unit maybe froze over, and if so, I'll defrost it, and that's what I did.
The next day, you
next
took
day.
a hair dryer.
Yeah.
And you stood there for like how long?
For hours. And at one point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to hook it up here and leave it. And I'll come back. Because I got tired of sitting on a chair just holding the stupid hair dryer.
I'm like, use boiling water. You're like, no, it'll damage the thing.
Right. I didn't want to do that.
Okay.
So, hours later, on my day off,
Did it work?
well, the air started to blow, just like yours right now, right? I felt like air pressure.
Right.
Whereas before, I didn't feel anything. So I'm like, good news. So the air kind of felt a little cooler, but it wasn't blowing cold. It was just like, it's windy, but without the kind of like the frostness.
Cooling, right. Without it's air, but it's not being conditioned.
It's air, but not how you think it is. So another terrible night of sleeping. So I took off the next day because again I was worried about the cats. I talked about to get the technician to come out and basically He didn't come out till like 2 in the afternoon.
Oh, good, when it's really nice and hot in the house.
Right, exactly. But
Perfect.
I already had the windows open. I had the cats let out to the backyard, so it was good enough for right now. And then he was just like, yeah, there's a part I need because there's a leak in the coils. And we don't have it right now, so I have to come back tomorrow. But in the meantime, you can still run it and, you know.
Yeah, it won't cool you, but yeah, just keep running it.
Right.
Bye, gotta go.
So, you know, I didn't bother to put it on because I wanted to wait until, you know, later that night to whatever little cold blast, save it up for that one moment until I realized he unplugged something. So it didn't work at all. I had no air inside the house whatsoever. So I had to sleep outside in the patio with a sleeping blanket on the floor as a cushion and like a little work mat on
Where
top.
did your daughter go?
She was over at the in-laws.
Oh, so you're just all by yourself in the house.
It was my
Air
way.
conditioning's not working. Bye.
No, I told her just stay over there.
Oh, okay.
But I've been without AC. That's up to this point, it's like 3 days. So I finally.
In South Florida, AC is important. I know that some of our other listeners may not get that, but yeah, it's important here.
Right, and it's miserable. The fact to sleep like the way you do, without air, it's hard, and it's like if you go through a hurricane, you're gonna feel like this.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it feels
but
like.
Then you get the rumbling of your neighbor's generator.
Right,
The gas-powered generator that doesn't stop for like
Right, until the middle of the night,
Like 4 or 5 days, right.
and you hear. Duh, 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 duh.
and then you celebrate for a second,
Right.
but then they gas it up again.
Right.
They start to, you're
And
like,
they pull,
"Oh."
and I'm like, oh my God, kill me. Right. So it was like my own personal hell coming back. So yesterday I got to sleep for the first time since our trip from Thursday in the AC, like in my bed.
And it was like Hoth, you said. You sent me a picture of a
It was
tauntaun.
like a tauntaun, and then like a York peppermint patties doing a skiing thing because it was breezy and minty. Which you gave me.
I gave you a bar of soap.
You gave me a bar of soap.
Because I felt bad. I was like, well, you have no air conditioning at all? Let me give you this, what is it, Paul Mitchell's tea treat
Yeah.
bar of soap that I thought would help you.
And I must admit, it was kind of exactly what you said. It had this weird tingling thing.
For the next 24 hours,
Yeah.
you use it and you go outside and you'd be like, you start to sweat and you're like, wow, I'm tingling. It's
Yeah, so it's not the Peter Tingle, so to speak, but it has a different weird
sensation. to it.
sensation. Yeah.
That lasts. And I'm like,
Right.
well, that's kind of welcome. I like that.
Kind of like if you think of like eucalyptus, and you could have that kind of coolness thing, but it's all over you, which is weird.
Tell me you enjoyed. Tell me, was it fun? Was it okay? Did it
The
bring you
soap?
joy? Yeah, I mean,
Well,
sensation.
I was hoping that first night, the Monday, that when the air was going to hopefully work,
yeah.
then I'm like, I'll take a shower and then put on the air, and
It'd be
then
awesome.
It'd be awesome, and then
Not
no.
awesome.
So I had partially fun with the soap. I mean, not fun like
no.
you would do with a Barbie doll, but just to kind of like. It got me through at least that rough patch, but then like after that, I'm like, no amount of showering is going to help because you can't dry off because the humidity just lingers. So yeah, that was god awful. So I have not been able to watch the Saturn Awards, although we did watch a little bit Saturday morning because they streamed.
Which is cool.
Friday.
I have to admit, I was like, wow, look, that guy's still alive.
Yeah.
And that guy's still working. And wow, Jamie Lee Curtis looks
Really hot.
boobalicious. I don't know.
That's because of all that activia.
That's the wrong hole. Don't just. Sorry, it's terrible.
Really?
I just got
that's
tired. I'm sorry.
you eat it one way, then comes out, not whatever. So yeah, that's my agenda for the next day or two is to watch that and then record or figure out what we did for the Saturn Awards, because this was supposed to be for that podcast. It's for us. So, Mr. Gene, you got this wrong. Let me point that out to
I
you.
thought it was funny. You were like, oh, man, you're not going to, because he was a little dry.
Yeah.
You let me listen to it. We're driving. I'm like,
Yeah, and I
You're just
warned
reading the
and I
results.
warned you. And I warned you, it's like, this is not that great. It's just like, No, just play it.
Yeah, but it was funny that at the end of them in Orlando, you were like, "Oh, you're not gonna listen to it? Good, then you won't hear what I said about your pitch." What the fuck? Okay,
And
that's how you're gonna do me. All right, I got it.
well, again, in fairness, at least there's. Okay, I can't say that because I did. I
got half the categories.
Right, I picked stuff that I'm like I
it's
thought
on the back of the piece of paper as well. Yeah, Gene, you just
nice way to go. But there are stuff that I also picked without seeing, whatever that is. I think one or two.
It's the Saturn Awards. Would you say? Like, how many followers do they have on Twitter?
I don't know, but I posted my picture for the podcast that I did, and it's them liking the picture that I did for the podcast. So I'm like, is that legit? And it is. The Saturn has a Instagram page that they kind of.
So they're like just one man in a garage.
It feels like that. It's like, really, you only have like 3,000 followers? I would have thought like Instagram.
But we know of the Saturn Awards. We hear about them.
Right.
So they must be more popular. But I guess they just don't have a team that.
Right. That would make this a bigger thing. Because I looked at it in the beginning. It's like, wow, this is a really small kind of venue. Like it's like someone's room, a couple of tables, but still, it's nice to have that kind of thing for us. And hopefully, the next day or two, or whenever I'll get to it, I'll talk about the watching of that series. But yeah,
I think the red carpet's going to be the most important thing. Or no, the presentation will be good too.
Yeah, because it's our thing,
right?
It's our chance to kind of.
It's sci-fi from a different point of view, but it's fine.
From their point of view.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, we can go on and on, but I think that's the end of our magical tour for Mr. Gene's 50th birthday. That kind of ended on a sour note for me, but for you, you're still here.
And I'm older and not quite riser because I keep drinking, but that's okay. It's just
That's what you need to drink on Bud.
Wiser?
Budweiser.
Drink Bud so you're wiser.
But there we go. So that's it. I got nothing else.
We'll get back to you guys on our next show, which we'll be discussing things we don't even know about right now.
Well, we do, but we don't have time. And I don't have the energy.
I know. You pushed this one out, but that was good.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you want to go to Bojangles?
Close the line with that.
There you go.
Close it in that voice.
Let me try to figure out how I'm going to do this. So it's one of those moments in which, like, in order for me to hit that character, I need to know how I'm going to sound. And I don't know how I sound other than saying that one phrase.
Bojangles? Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So...
Just close it.
I'll try. If I get to do this at home again, I'll try to do it in that voice. And then Mr. Gene will hear it and will laugh off. If not, this is... While washing dishes. But right now, that's it. We're done for today's podcast. So if you have any... questions, comments, or things you want us to talk about, please email us at monsterscifishow@gmail.com. Follow me on the various social networks, including, Instagram I have. You got to look at that Starfire. I kid you not, you will die laughing. So, if nothing else, find my page there. And then, again, thank you for listening to us and to the Monster Sci-Fi Show. It's sci-fi. From a certain point of view, huh?
Good night.
Good night.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic Store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.